If you grew up in the 80s, you probably remember this feeling. Waking up on your birthday and the house already felt different. The air smelled like something sweet, frosting maybe, and you could hear your mom moving around the kitchen, trying not to make noise, but somehow making more of it. The living room had that funny sound. Balloons rubbing against the ceiling, little squeaks of static. It was the kind of morning where even sunlight felt special. And maybe you remember standing there, still in pajamas, thinking, is all this really from me? Because back then, a birthday wasn't just a party. It was a day the whole world, or at least your little world, slowed down to celebrate you. Today, let us go back and relive the 10 birthday party must-haves that made 80s birthdays feel like pure magic. 1. There was nothing subtle about 80s birthday balloons. Parents bought them in giant plastic bags from the party aisle at Kmart or the local drugstore. You always heard that long F F F F F F sound of someone blowing them up, followed by the snap of a knot being tied. Some families went all out and got helium balloons, the shiny mylar ones shaped like stars or cartoon characters. The kind that floated up and hit the ceiling fan, slowly rotating, making that soft tick, tick, tick. And when you walked into the room and saw them everywhere, tied to chairs, floating above the couch, rolling across the carpet like colorful beach balls, you knew, okay, today is my day. 2. That legendary grocery store sheet cake. If you ever stood in front of those glass bakery cases at Safeway or Stop and Shop, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those big rectangular cakes with thick vanilla frosting and roses that looked more like tiny frosted mountains. Kids would pick their favorite character. Maybe strawberry shortcake, maybe He-Man or Mickey Mouse. And the bakery would print it on edible frosting. The colors were always a little too bright, and the frosting had that unmistakable smell, like vanilla mixed with pure sugar. But the real magic? When the lights went dim, people sang, and for one whole minute, everyone was looking only at you. That glow from the candles is something you never really forget. It's funny how something so simple, cake, candles, a room full of people singing off-key, could make you feel like the luckiest kid in the world. 3. Party hats and those silly noisemakers. Every kid ended up wearing those thin paper party hats with the elastic string that snapped under your chin if you weren't careful. They were never comfortable, but nobody cared. And then came the noisemakers, the little rolled paper tubes that uncurled when you blew into them. Kids blew them so much the room sounded like a tiny circus. It didn't matter that parents were pretending not to be annoyed. For us, it felt like celebration had a sound, and this was it. 4. The happy birthday banner that was always slightly crooked. You remember this one? Shiny metallic letters strung together with flimsy string. Someone always hung it up too high on one side, but no one bothered to fix it. It swayed a little every time someone walked past, catching the sunlight and throwing little reflections on the wall. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't expensive. But when you were a kid in the 80s, just seeing that banner made your stomach flip with excitement. Small things, right? Right? Paper hats, crooked banners. But when you put them together, they shaped the entire feeling of childhood. 5. This was peak 80s childhood. Transformers. Rainbow Bright, Care Bears, My Little Pony, Ghostbusters. Parents would roll out. Those thin plastic tablecloths that smelled like vinyl and tried to tape the corners so they wouldn't fly up. Matching plates, matching cups, matching napkins, even though 2 napkins were never enough once cake got involved. The plates were so flimsy they bent if you put too much ice cream on them. But they made the whole party feel like it had structure. Like the whole celebration was built around what you loved most that year. 6. The official 80s party games. Pure chaos, pure joy. There were 2 games that had to happen. Musical chairs. You'd hear the radio, maybe Walking on Sunshine or Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. Kids circled the chairs like they were in a competitive sport. And when the music stopped, bodies flew, chairs slid, and someone always ended up half sitting, half falling. But oh man, the thrill of grabbing that last seat. Legendary. Pin the tail on the donkey. Your friend blindfolded you with a bandana, spun you until you were half dizzy, and then the whole room watched to see how badly you'd miss the mark. Adults laugh louder than the kids. The donkey poster always ripped because someone pressed too hard. Those games didn't need special equipment, themes, or apps. Just kids, laughter, and a bit of chaos. And somehow that was enough. These moments remind us that fun used to be, well, simple, and maybe we miss that most of all. 7. Goody bags, the tiny treasure chest, no kid left without one. Those crinkly plastic bags printed with balloons or stars were filled with things that now seem so small, yet felt priceless back then. Tiny erasers shaped like animals, stickers, a couple pieces of bazooka gum, a plastic ring that turned your finger green, a glow pop. Some kids couldn't even wait to get home. They opened the bag in the car, reading jokes off the gum wrapper while the seatbelt cut across their birthday outfit. 8. The family camera, capturing birthday magic one flash at a time long before phones. Parents had Polaroids or the yellow disposable cameras from the drugstore. Every flash lit up the room for a second, freezing frosting-covered faces and crooked hats in time. Kids squinted, adults blinked. Someone always had red eyes in the photo. And the best part? You had to wait to see how the pictures turned out. Polaroids slowly faded into view, like they were revealing a memory in slow motion. Disposable cameras? You didn't know if the picture was blurry, overexposed, or perfect until weeks later. But that was part of the charm. Those pictures weren't polished. They weren't edited. But they were honest, and that honesty is what we hold on to. 9. Most 80s birthday parties spilled outside at some point. Kids ran through the grass, chasing each other, playing tag, or kicking around a half-deflated ball. You could hear a lawnmower somewhere. Someone's dog barked in the distance. Parents chatted on lawn chairs with plastic cups and hand dots. It felt safe, like the whole neighborhood was one big extended family. No RSVP, no themed venues, just people showing up because they cared. Number 10. The grand finale. Present time on the living room floor. Every 80s birthday ended the same way. Sitting on the carpet surrounded by ripped wrapping paper like a colorful explosion. Adults watched. Kids leaned in, curious about every present. Maybe it was a Cabbage Patch Kid. Maybe it was a Hot Wheels set. Maybe a big box from Toys R Us that made your heart jump into your throat. And even the smallest gift felt huge. Because in that moment, for those few minutes of excitement and attention, you felt genuinely loved. When we look back at these 80s birthday must-haves, it's surprising how ordinary they seem on paper. Balloons, cake, a banner, some paper cups. But somehow, those simple things created memories that still warm our hearts decades later. Maybe it wasn't the decorations or the games that mattered. Maybe it was the feeling, that sense of being surrounded by family, friends, and neighbors, all there to celebrate you. And if we're honest, we don't miss the things. We miss the moments, the laughter, the messy carpet, the blurry photos, the sound of kids running in the yard. We miss the world we grew up in. So tell me, if you could bring back just one part of an 80s birthday party, which one would it be? I'd love to hear your memories in the comments. And if you want more trips back to the days that shaped us, subscribe for more stories only on Past Unplugged.